Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field. Well, Northeastern Conference girls hockey. Flint Classical looking to get even. They're 1-2, taking on Winthrop, who is playing their first game here of the season. Winthrop in the white, Classical in their green and gold, and I apologize already up front because it's going to be extremely difficult unless they're right down in front of us to pick up the Classical numbers. They had a mix-up. They didn't like the ball, so they bring another one in. And we're just about ready. Waiting for the official signal, setting his watch, and we're off and running. And right away, Winthrop kicks it out of play. Classical lost a tough game to Salem at Salem. They split in the city tournament. They got shut out by St. Mary's, and then he beat Tech in the consolation. Lead pass, looking for a break. Salem gets there first. Classical trying to take it away. Salem will knock it out. And I think they're calling it off Classical. So Winthrop will get the throw in down deep. And gets popped up into the Winthrop bench area. Classical will get the throw in. Alexandra Show in net for Classical. Manuela Mejia for Winthrop as Classical gets controlled, trying to walk in, trying to throw it in front. Deflected to the front and then cleared away by the defense. Classical right back at it. Mannion drills it. It got by everybody, but it bounced right into the lap of Mejia, and she'll get it and kick it away. Winthrop has it for the first time in Classical territory. Mannion broke it up. Classical coming back the other way. They get it to the middle. Trying to knock it deep. Winthrop will get the throw in. Classical taking it away. Winthrop knocks it deep. Winthrop's going to get there first, keeping it in. Getting around the defense, down in deep, trying to throw it in front. Deflected away. Winthrop keeps it in, trying to get a shot off. Everybody's got a foot on it, and they just knocked it away. Show came out to get it, and they beat Show to it, but they couldn't get a shot on net. They only tip it wide and it went out of play. The initial rush by Isabel Scomro got that down deep, and it was nobody could find it out in front. Show looking to get a foot on it, couldn't. And when Winthrop finally got a chance, they shot it wide to the near side. Hebrew boots it away. Winthrop keeps it in. Glasgow coming back. Mary Collins trying to kick it upfield. It got blocked and knocked out by Devin Barry. Popped up a couple of times. Glasgow takes it away. And Winthrop finally clears it away. Mannion knocks it back. That's Kathleen Mannion, because there's two, Molly Mannion. Kicked into the Winthrop bench area by Winthrop. Shot, didn't get a lot on it. 3 or 4 bounces. Manuela Mejia scoops it up, and she'll kick it away. Mannion knocks it down. Glasgow collects. Trying to knock it deep. Winthrop blocked it. Mary Collins throwing it ahead, off a foot. Glasgow knocking it ahead. They got a break. Can't get the shot off. Trying to center it. Now they get the shot off. Blocked out in front by the defense. Pops loose. Winthrop will knock it out. Glasgow will get a corner kick. Carenti will take it. Coming from the near side. They hit a little ground ball. Slips through. Glasgow takes the shot. Stayed high, wide, off to the right side, went out of play. Mary Collins was taking the shot. Thurman battling. They bang it off Thurman, out of play. Ava Thurman. Daughter of Tony. Granddaughter of Eddie. 2 outstanding athletes at Lynn Glasgow. 2 sports. Football and basketball, and in college as well. We got a contact called, and Glasgow was going back like it bounced up. I think it wasn't contact. It bounced up and got Winthrop on the hand. So Glasgow was going back thinking the contact, but it's actually a free kick for Glasgow. So Ava was the daughter of those 2 great athletes, and Tony had the thrill of seeing his daughter score. She's only a freshman. Score her first goal in the Lynn City tournament. Glasgow keeps it in the Winthrop end. Has been there most this early first half. Glasgow gets there and just keeps it in. And now they say she didn't keep it in. It went out of play. So Winthrop will kick it away. After we make a substitution for Glasgow. Winthrop collects. 3-2 for the moment, broken up nicely by Mannion. Winthrop gets it back, takes it down the far side. 3-on-2 for now. Trying to throw it in front, trying to line it up. They get the shot off. Show makes the save. Good job. Winthrop had 3-on-2. They got it across. And I believe it was Morador who got that shot on net, and Show made the nice save, knocking it out. Winthrop will get the corner kick from the far side. That was Show knocking it out. Another great play by the goaltender. That almost looked like it was in. A perfect kick. It got deflected toward the net. Show just blocked it and got it out of there. And now Klasko will kick it away. Perfect corner kick. Show made 2 very nice saves in just about a minute or less. Keeps it a 0-0 game. Winthrop coming back. They got a break. Trying to get around. And they didn't call it. Winthrop was looking for a call, a knockdown, looking for a free kick. A little bit of a bump. Knocking the player off for pins. Klasko got a break there. They could very easily have called that. They didn't. Winthrop has picked up the play a little bit here the last couple of minutes. Not only getting Klasko territory, but giving themselves a couple of scoring opportunities. And again, it bounced up and got a piece of Winthrop on the hand when they were battling for the ball. And Klasko will kick it away. So Klasko, territorial-wise, controlled the play early on. Last couple of minutes, it's been Winthrop. And except 2 big saves by Show, Winthrop could have a lead. And they keep it in again. Kebrew knocked it down. And then bodies go down. And they called it on Winthrop that time, knocking Kebrew down. No, they didn't. They called it off Winthrop for the throw-in. Picked off by Winthrop, keeping it in the Klasko end. In the middle, knocked away by the defense. Off Winthrop, that's going to go out of play before they can get there. Maggie Nerrick was going to throw it in. Now it'll be Carenti. Nerrick tipped it. Looking to get it back. Tried to tip it ahead. It got blocked. Blocked by Carenti. And she tried to tip it to Nerrick and it went out of play. Kebrew with a nice play. Morador was just trying to go around. Looked like she slipped it past Kebrew and was going to walk in. And Kebrew reached in behind her and poked it away. Nice job by Chloe Kebrew. Winthrop coming back. They got a break. They're out in front. Show makes the save again. They had 3 on none. Almost looked like they were offside. But they're going to wind up with a corner kick. Winthrop has come very close the last couple of minutes. Show is keeping Klasko in it. Klasko now can't get it out of their end, having it almost exclusively in the Winthrop end early on. They almost scored in this corner kick before. It skips by everybody. Shot from long range is going to be too long, too high, and too wide. Off the foot of Genador. There's Morador and Genador. Winthrop collects again and keeps it in the classical end. Blocked by classical. Mannion trying to get it. Winthrop takes it away. Classical finally knocks it deep. And it's going to go into the Winthrop bench area. Right by everybody with the throw-in. Hebrew knocking it deep. And Winthrop knocks it into the classical bench area. Classical have an opportunity to get into the Winthrop end. They haven't been here for a while. Winthrop clears it upfield. Classical gets there first. They keep it in. Knock it upfield off a foot. They knock it deep. Classical trying to get there first. They won't get there. It's going to go out of play. Winthrop had to go chase down the ball. They get two young kids on the sideline as for ball chasers, but they didn't give them a ball so they could throw it in and replace it. Haskell just got a foot on it and tipped it to the net. Here with easy save will kick it away. They kick it forward, too far ahead. They had a classical player breaking. They knock it deep. Winthrop gets there first, trying to walk in. Can't make the save on that one. Just inside the near post. She kept Kebrew on her hip, kept getting closer to the net, and just fired it just inside the near post. And all that pressure by Winthrop pays off for the goal. We've watched the Dorr family in past years. They've been very good players, and that was Morador who got that goal. She did a nice job using her body to screen Kebrew off, not let her get to the ball. Kept it alive, and with the left foot, just snuck it inside the near post. Correnti knocking it back. Mary Collins trying to knock it deep. There's the defense in the middle taking it away. And they call classical offside. went off a classical head into the classical bench area. Winthrop will get the throw in down deep again. Kebrew knocks it away. Winthrop again comes around. He takes a shot from long range. Shaw will make the save on a couple of hops. We mentioned early on it was classical putting some pressure on. Didn't get too many shots on. The shots they got were from long range, but they kept it in the Winthrop end. But the last few minutes, it's been all Winthrop, resulting in that one goal. Thurman knocks it deep. A foot race. Classical trying to get there. Good hustle by Winthrop defense. Getting there and knocking it out of play. We're just past the halfway mark of this first half. I don't know if Winthrop touched it with their hand in the box. If they did, that could be a penalty kick. It is going to be a penalty kick. Winthrop was in the box area. It bounced up. They got a hand. There wasn't anyone near the defender. She just got a hand on it in the box, and it's going to be a penalty kick for Classical. They'll get a chance to tie it up here. Kebrew's going to take it. One-on-one with the goaltender. And she knocks it home. So Classical got a big break. The only thing Mejia, the goaltender, or any goaltender can do is try to guess. Is the kicker going to go to the far post, the near post, try to get it over me? And as the kicker starts to come forward, they kind of cheat to one side or the other. And then they get caught. If they cheat right, then it goes left. Or if they cheat left, then it goes right, which is 99.9% of the time. There aren't many saves on those penalty kicks. You just hope you don't give up too many of them. Haskell breaks it up. Winthrop picks it off. Winthrop coming back again. They got a break. They're out in front, trying to walk in. Show makes the save, and it bounced right by the Winthrop player to the near side. Show made that's her third big-time save. And it deflected from the far side to the near side. And sitting right on the doorstep was Nora McCary. And it just bounced over her shoulder. She had a wide open net. Show was over to the far post, looking to make the initial save. And it bounced back to the near side. Winthrop had a golden opportunity, and it wasn't McCary. It was Isabella Ferrulo, who was standing right in front of a wide open net. She'll never have a better opportunity than that. And it took a high hop and went over her shoulder, and she never touched it. If she touches it all, it goes in the net. Pass too far ahead. Winthrop knocks it to the near side. Classical knocks it ahead, looking to go get it, trying to keep it in. They can. And then they trying to center it. They wound up taking it out of play, and Winthrop will kick it away. So Winthrop scored to take a 1-0 lead. Classical got a break with a penalty kick. and tied it up. And that's where we are. And we got another whistle. I guess they call it contact against Winthrop because Classical's going to get a free kick from the 30-yard line. Keebrew will take it. Hines drives it off a Winthrop body. Thurman tried to keep it alive and does. Winthrop clears it to the middle. Yeah, Winthrop gets there first. Now it's broken up by Classical. Mary Collins got broken up, looking for it again. Winthrop takes it away. Knocked away, I believe, by Page. Thurman with it. Yeah, it's going to go. I thought it was going to go out, but Thurman kept it in, but Winthrop winds up with it. They bang it off Thurman. And again, they're going to call Winthrop for running into Collins. Keebrill's going to get another free kick. This one from the 25. A little bit of an angle off to the right. Gets it up. Bounces right by everybody. There's a Classical player kind of shot hopped that went by her, and Mahee was able to pick it off, and she'll kick it away. Winthrop knocked it right into the scorer's table. Thurman trying to tip it ahead, broken up. Winthrop knocks it deep. Classical knocks it over the Classical bench area. Winthrop put it in play right in front of the Classical bench. Classical coming back the other way. They knock it deep, looking for a break. Classical taken away by the Winthrop defense. They're about a step away. And now it goes off a Classical foot. Winds up in the middle of the field. Knocked ahead. Winthrop looking for another break, trying to walk in. Off the top crossbar, and again out in front. Again, the net wide open for Ferrullo. That's her second wide open chance. This one bounced high. She couldn't get her foot on it. She reached up as high as she could with her foot, but couldn't make contact. But I believe that was Dorr again walking in. And now Show comes out and gets a piece of the shot of Dorr and knocks it out. Show has put on a show here in the first half. She made the save, the last one by Dorr, hit the middle of the post, the crossbar, high, bounced out, and a second straight time Ferrullo was sitting in front of a wide open net and couldn't get her foot on the ball. Popped up. Oscar gets it out of harm's way. And now we got Winthrop offside. So Shaw has certainly kept Classical in this one. She's made 3 or 4 brilliant saves. She came out that time and gave a tough angle to Doe, who had to go over, and when she did, she hit the top crossbar. They knock it out off Genador. Carenti will throw it in. Headed up. Thurman keeps it in, throws it out in front. Mahia at the side of the net will play it on a hop and kick it away. Deep again, Kebrew over. And that's a collision. Kebrew knocked the Winthrop player down. And that's going to be a free kick just outside the 10-yard line. 10 minutes and counting left in this first half. 1-1 the score. The free kick coming from just about the 13-yard line. Shaw knocked it down. Shaw made the save. The defense made the save, and then Winthrop knocked it in. Another big save by Shaw, two of them, and then a save by the defender. And let's see, the officials are getting together. I guess they're calling it no goal, but they're going to give them a penalty kick because the defender saved it with her hand. So it's still 1-1, but a penalty shot coming up. And they shot it high and wide and over the net and out of play. So they got a goal that didn't count. Shaw made another tremendous save. Winthrop trying to keep it in play. Had a goal. The defender knocked it down. It might have been Carenti. And then the Winthrop player was there. The Winthrop player and her teammates thought they had the goal. But the official came in and said, no, before she knocked it home, it got touched by the hand, and that created the penalty kick. And they wound up missing the penalty kick. So it's still 1-1. A big break for Classical. A huge non-break for Winthrop. Looking to get their lead back. Shaw has been quite a story in net in this first half. Could very easily, it's 1-1, could very easily be 4 or 5-1 in favor of Winthrop. Trying to knock it deep. Winthrop collects. Classical knocks it loose. And they call it off Winthrop. Classical will make a substitution. They bang it off Winthrop. Skip past Classical. Winthrop keeps it alive. And they knock it to the far side. Winthrop collects, and Winthrop knocks it out. Popped straight up. Skipped past everybody. Everybody trying to get a foot on it. Nobody can get control of it. Still battling. Classical finally comes away with it. They were going to knock it deep, and they fanned on it. Winthrop takes it away. Kebrew finally drills it upfield. They almost sent Classical in alone. Winthrop will knock it out. Substitutions for both teams. Classical couldn't keep it in. Maggie Nerrick, not from lack of effort, she tried to get to it. And just as she was going to look to kick it to the middle, it went out. Five minutes and counting left in this 1-1 first half. Winthrop got a goal by Maura Dorr. Classical answered with a penalty kick by Chloe Kebrew. Winthrop had a penalty kick and couldn't connect. Classical almost walked in. Winthrop just gets there and breaks it up. Mannion winds up with it. Knocks it ahead. Down the far side. Winthrop will kick it out of play. And another substitution for Classical. Tip loose. Classical. They called them offside. They threw the ball in, and they stayed behind the defense, so when they tipped it to them, they were offside. So Winthrop will kick it away. Off a Classical head. Bounces by everybody. And we have another whistle. And they're going to call it another touch or collision against Winthrop. Classical will get another free kick. Kebrew will come back. Once again, use that right foot. Coming from the 30 straight on. Classical would love to convert one of these. Line drive goes wide left. Mahia will play it on a hop and kick it away. Winthrop trying to head it away. They headed it back the other way. Classical hadn't got upfield after the free kick, and they wound up being offside. We've gone in bunches. Classical had the ball in the Winthrop end early on for a while. Winthrop dominated when they scored the goal. And now it's been Classical keeping Winthrop back on their heels for quite a while. Kebrew hustles and knocks it away. Trying to knock it deep. Winthrop knocked it down. Dorr gets around, trying to walk in. And Show makes another great save. Correnti helped out. She came over and made it tough on Dorr to get not a lot on the shot, a little left-handed poke, left-footed poke, and Showman, another great save again. Dorr went right around everybody, walked in. She's a terrific player. She's going to play at the next level. She got another scoring opportunity, and Show took it away. Hebrew tips it away. We're in the final 2 minutes of the half. Winthrop knocks it out. So we've taken turns territorial-wise, dominating. Classical knocks it off a Classical player. Winthrop winds up with it. Classical knocks it away. Yeah, Winthrop knocks it out. Substitution for Classical as time winding down in this first half. Thurman battling, and then they call Winthrop for a little push off, and as they do, they blow the whistle to end the half. So Mara Dorr got Winthrop ahead with a goal, and then on a penalty kick, Chloe Kebrew got Classical even, and the difference in the game is Alexandra Show. She's putting on a show in net. She's made 5 or 6 outstanding saves, keeping Classical in it, and I mean keeping Classical in it. It's Classical 1, Winthrop 1 at halftime. Very big time high school tournament, and the tournament's paying all the expenses.
That's why they're not in the bowl game.
I know. Is that going to be 5 teams from now on, or just take it 1 year?
Just, we had a meeting on it. It was just kind of, going year to year now, I guess.
I guess so.
Why, do my girls have the option to leave? Because St. Mary's is kind of continuing to win it every year, right? Are they, is Pam Gonzalez coming back for a 6th year?
I thought it was to honor Walter Boverini, not the wins and losses. We're underway in the second half for the 1-1 game. Classical and Winthrop, Northeastern Conference, first game of the season for Winthrop. They look like they're in mid-season form. They played well to pass the ball well. Classical trying to line it up. Thurman looking to get a shot off. Can't. Pushes it ahead and pushes it wide as she gets knocked down. She couldn't get the shot off initially, tried to get around the defense. I didn't tell you they replaced Gonzalez. They replaced Gonzalez. Belmont. Very good Belmont team. The best player from Belmont walked in the door. She's going to St. Mary's. No. I think she's a junior. They had everybody else coming back. So we're starting out the second half like we started out the first half. Classical keeping it in the Winthrop end. As it gets deflected over toward the Classical bench, Winthrop kicks it ahead. Classical breaks it up. Mannion knocks it back on the Winthrop end. Winthrop finally collects. Lead pass. Keebler was there to knock it away. Mannion pushing it ahead. Mackenzie Shea looking for the return pass. They waited a little bit too long, but now it gets deflected away. Shea looking for it. Winthrop gets there first and knocks it out. They had Mackenzie Shea breaking. They waited a little bit too long. And then when Shea finally realized the ball got by the defender, she had slowed down. And in trying to get to it, Winthrop got there first and knocked it out. Mannion with the throw-in. Skips past Mannion. Mary Collins looking for it. Mannion knocks it loose. Kicks it ahead. Hebrew knocks it back to Mannion. They knock it deep, looking for a break. Classical pushes it ahead. Thurman with it. Blocked from behind, couldn't get the shot off. Good hustle by the Winthrop defense. Classical pushes it down the far side. Trying to push it to the middle. Finally goes out. And they called it off Classical, I guess. Badly going on in that far corner. Classical, they knocked it right into the lap of Classical. Shea blocked before she could get the shot off. Classical still can't get the shot off. Now they get the shot off. It got blocked in a maze of players out in front. Mannion knocks it up. Shea looking for it. Knocked away. All the way back to Keebrew. Knocked to the middle, off the head of Collins. Dorr with it. Nice little touch by Page to knock it away. Dorr is tough when she gets the ball. She's a very good scorer. They knock it deep past everybody. Show will come out, play it, kick it away. Off Winthrop, it goes out of play. Winthrop with the throw-in. They bounce it off Classical. And then Winthrop's going to get called for running into Classical. And Keebrew will take the free kick. Mannion knocking it ahead. Classical collects, trying to get it to the middle, tip it to the middle now. Winthrop defense knocks it away. Door with it. Kicks it upfield, Kebrew. Blocked by Winthrop. And they push it ahead looking for a break. And Shaw was going to come out and get there first. She's had an outstanding game. Kebrew got a piece of it, but deflected it toward the net. Winthrop coming back, trying to walk in. Short, Shaw again, makes the save. Another big-time save by Alexandra Shaw. That was Isabel Skomro. Well, it's being Wednesday, we'll have a rare football game on Thursday night. St. Mary's. Sign their season off against Boston English. Haskell trying to knock it deep. Winthrop is there to knock it away. And bring it back the other way. Tipped away nicely by Glasgow. They knock it deep. Winthrop will flag it down. And they knock it out. Glasgow will get the throw in just beyond the Glasgow bench area. Now it's right in front of the Glasgow bench area. Bumping and banging going on. The Winthrop player actually ran into the Glasgow player, but the Winthrop player went down, so they called it against Glasgow. Glasgow was reaching for the ball. Winthrop leaned into her, but the Winthrop player was the one that went down. So they called it against Glasgow. We're in the second half of this Northeast Conference battle, girls soccer. Glasgow 1, Winthrop 1. Both goals coming in the first half. Glasgow's going to let it go out of play off Winthrop. Carenti will throw it in. And we'll get a substitute first. Blocked by Winthrop. Glasgow takes it away. And Winthrop will knock it out. So just beyond the Glasgow bench area is where the throw will come for Glasgow. Knocked out again by Winthrop. Down deep. Glasgow trying to get it out in front. Sliced it off to the right behind the net. High and out of play. And Winthrop will kick it away. And Winthrop knocks it out again. So Glasgow keeping it in the zone, but they can't get a shot on net. They center it. Mahia will come out of the net off to her left, scoop it up, and she'll kick it away. Winthrop finally gets it down the Classical end. And it'll be Classical knocking out, and Winthrop will get the throw in. Classical lost it, but they get it back. And they still get it back. Almost gave it away. They knock it deep. Glasgow pushes it ahead. Glasgow coming down the far side. They try to center it. They get it to the net. Mahia grabs it and holds on. If they made that pass from almost the end zone, if they flipped it back to the 10-yard line, the Glasgow player was right there trying to walk in, and they might have had a free open kick, but they opted to try and center it, and Mahia picked it off. Glasgow with it again. They knock it deep again. This time it's going to go out. Substitutions for both teams. Glasgow picked off the throw-in, kept it in the zone. And now they're going to call Glasgow for contact. Winthrop will get the free kick. Knocked out. Winthrop was going to take it, but the official said no, Winthrop knocked it out. Glasgow will take it. Glasgow knocking it deep. Bounces around. Mahia comes all the way out to the 15-yard line. Knocks it away. Mannion gets to it first. Winthrop takes it away. Glasgow tips it ahead. Collins knocks it deep. Collins knocks it deep again. Winthrop heads it away. Knocked to the middle. Mahia came all the way out of the net. The net is wide open, but she was able to pick it off. She was doing battle, I think, with McGaughy. And she reached around and was able to grab it. The net was wide open if that ball goes loose. They threw it in, but they blew the whistle before because there's substitutions for both teams. One the score. Maura Dorr getting a pretty goal. The only time Show has been beat. She's made out 5 or 6 incredible saves in net. And then inadvertently, one of the defenders for Winthrop sitting in the scoring box, the ball bounced up and got her in the hand and resulted in a penalty kick. and Kebrew knocked it in to tie it. Subsequently, later in the half, Winthrop got a penalty kick, and they missed it. They knocked it wide left. I was kind of surprised they didn't give the penalty kick to Dorr, who was their best player. Classical knocks it deep, trying to get there. Mejia comes out. They try to knock it loose. I think that was McGaughey that wound up at the same time that Mejia picked the ball up. McGaughey is signaling saying, "Take me out." She hurt, I think, her right ankle. She kicked the ball and Mejia at the same time. Hopefully she's running it off. She signaled to the bench to make a substitution for her. And they blow the whistle, and Winthrop will get the free kick. Classical's come very close. Mejia has come way out of the net a couple of times and just got to it enough to control the ball and not give Classical the shot. Off Winthrop. Now they're calling it off Mannion. Now we get the substitutions, and McGaughey will go and check that ankle. She seems to be running okay now. I mean, she probably just ran it off. They said it would be looked at by the trainer anyway. Here's Dorr walking in. Good cover-up by the Classical defense. Dorr got around one, and she was lining up a shot. And again, I apologize. Look at those numbers from long range. It's hard to pick them up. Might have been Page. But the Classical player just got out in front and knocked it away. Now the corner kick sails wide right, bounces on top of the net, and goes out of play. And we're halfway through the second half. Classical 1, Winthrop 1, Girls Northeastern Conference Soccer. As we're well underway here in this 2019 season. Started auspiciously with the Lynn City tournament. Wintec boys, St. Mary's girls were winners in the tournament. Hebrew blocks the shot. Now they pop it up, and it was going to the right post and by it, had a little spin on it. When it bounced, it spun back, and Show just reached back quickly because of a Winthrop player looking to get a foot on it and knock it in what would have been an open net. Skomro. That's Lily Skomro because there's Isabel. Knocked away by Page. Yeah, Winthrop's going to get another corner kick. Bounces, blocked nicely, blocked again by the defense. That was going to go inside the far post. That was Dorr again. They knocked it down. The shot got blocked right back on the foot of Dorr. She was going to tuck it in that far post, and I believe it was Page standing right at the post, the defender, knocking it away. So Winthrop comes very close to breaking the tie. But the defense knocks it away. Winthrop sneaks it by. Down the far side. Broken up. And we got a collision and a takedown. And if that's in the box, it's going to be a penalty kick. And they're calling the trainer out because that was a hard block and went down hard. Here's another penalty kick coming up. They missed one. I think this is Dorr taking this one. They didn't give it to Dorr the last one. She scored the first goal. They knock it over the net. Joe guessed right. She went to the far post, reached up. She might have got a piece of it. It went up over the net. Winthrop has got to be talking themselves. They missed 2 penalty kicks. Football game tomorrow night, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Not 7:30. Because the first soccer game before that is not being played. So they moved it up.
Is Friday still 7:30? Friday, is that still 7:30?
Hebrew boots it away. All those prayers being said on the sidelines by the classical fans are paying off. They've missed 2 penalty kicks. One went wide left, the other one went over the net, possibly touched by Show, who has been absolutely immense in the net. And we've gone this far without mentioning it. I look around here, and the flags are at half staff because obviously this is one of those infamous days to remember, 9/11, that horrible day 18 years ago. God bless all those souls that were lost, and God bless all those first responders who helped make it less of a problem than it was, because it was a major problem. It squeaked by everybody, and it wound up going in the net. There was a whole mess of bodies out in front. And all of a sudden, when you look up, it went in the net. Grace Galouris. It went off her. So once again, Winthrop has that 1-goal lead, and Classical has to come back. Really, the only shot on net by Classical was the penalty kick, as Winthrop knocks it out. But that was just the ball coming in from the far side. There was a maze of bodies out in front of Shaw. I don't know if she even saw the ball. And then all of a sudden, it just slipped inside the near post. And Winthrop broke the tie. They tip it ahead. They get by the defense. It slips by. Keebler was there to break it up. Keebler playing that deep center field. It skips by. Thurman, it blocked off Thurman. They keep it in the zone. Winthrop gets there first. Shea trying to knock it down. Mary Collins chasing it. Carries it in, tips it to the far side. Classical walking in. They take the shot from a tough angle. They had McGaughy out in front all by herself. They try to take the shot, and Mejia made the save. It's loose. Shaw goes over and lets it slide out of play. They got it behind the defense, but they pushed it a little too far. Classical kicking it away. Winthrop keeping in the classical zone. They knock it deep. Thurman couldn't get to it first. Winthrop knocks it up. Bounces up in the seats. Classical with the throw-in. Classical trying to knock it deep. Thurman got a piece but knocked it out. Winthrop will get the throw in. So just one more note on 9/11. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to all the families, relatives, friends, and loved ones of all those victims, first responders, and it's a difficult time. And every year, 9/11, it just brings it back, forces everybody to remember again. And you just try to forget it, and as it starts to fade away, a year is up, it's back again, it's back in the news and back in the papers. And I know the TV station today had a scroll down the bottom of their news programs all day with the names of all the victims. Thurman gets taken down. She got hit hard. Ten minutes and counting left in this one. Winthrop 2-1. Also trying to get the shot off. Defense won't let him. I think that was Jillian Johnson with the defensive play. McGaughey trying to walk in, it gets broken up. They knock it deep. Dora's there one-on-one with Kebro. She put it right through the wickets. Dora's going to walk in all by herself, and she knocks it in. She made a tremendous move to push it by the defender, walked in alone. Show had no chance. That gives Winthrop a lot of breathing room. She's a tremendous player, and she's only a junior. I mentioned she's going to play at the next level. She made a great move at about the 35-yard line. Just tipped it right by the last defender, walked around, collected, walked in alone, and Show had no chance. So that hole becomes a lot deeper for Classical. And time is not on their side. They knock it deep. Show was there to pick it up. and she'll kick it away.
Hey, Joe, you got plenty of these. Wow, great truck.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. What's up? You doing this with me? We don't do this.
Got him. A legend.
How's it going?
So you want
Haskell trying to knock it deep down the far side. They get it there. They're going to try and get it to the middle. They lost it. Winthrop took it away, and then Winthrop knocks it out. The fan down there has become a ball girl. She was sitting watching the games as a spectator. All of a sudden, she winds up with an extra ball, and she's become a ball girl on the other side as Mejia comes out, scoops up. Nobody could get a real foot on it. Got deflected, bounced a couple of times. Mejia finally comes and grabs it and holds on.
one of my best chip students. Two of them are back.
Here comes Dora again.
My house is quiet.
Tips it ahead. Rolling. Show will come out, pick it off before it causes any problems, and boots it away.
No. Brandon lives with like Jack Stafford. Some kids on like the football team. Sean lives with his roommate used to be on the
Kebrew pops it up, slices off to the far side,
Oh yeah.
popped up again,
We were having a fist fight though last week when Sean had already went up and then Sean started.
headed away. Classical couldn't keep it in, went out into the classical bench area.
Right? That was brutal.
6 minutes and counting left. Winthrop leading it by 1, 2-1.
Donna stands through. It is. It's like a
Out off Winthrop.
girl.
Classical's got a little giddy up in their step. They kept the ball in the Winthrop end quite often in this game, but they haven't got any shots on net. The only shot on net was the penalty kick.
Huh? She gets a lot of attention. Yeah.
Kebrew had it taken away. Winthrop collects, brings it back. Pushed by Kebrew. They try to push it in the middle. That's Page knocking it away. Winthrop knocks it back.
After, it's always a problem. What are you doing here? Were you just doing this game?
Trying to knock it deep to Maguire. Winthrop gets it back upfield. I think they called Winthrop offside.
Oh yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, my opinion.
Oh, I know. I got so much stuff. I gotta make sure. Billy's the best, isn't he? He is. You wanna laugh? Go see him. So you said HT2 is field left?
They couldn't keep it in. Good hustle by Shea. Just missed keeping it alive.
HT2, right? You said?
Should right now what the sun. There's no building.
No, not right now. Till further notice.
Maguire couldn't keep it in. Mass substitutions for Winthrop. They got a big squad. Good to have a big squad on a day like today. It's about 85. The weather, very humid. Down on the field, it must be close to 100 with that turf. I tell you one thing, it hasn't been lack of effort that Classville hasn't scored. They've been working hard. as I've said, they've kept it in the Winthrop end quite often, but they just can't get a shot on net. And then that second goal, Morador getting her second goal, giving it a 2-goal lead to Winthrop, has made that task even tougher. As we're running out of time, they knock it deep. Kebro was back there playing that deep center field, doing it very well. And Glasgow couldn't keep it in, not from lack of effort by Mackenzie Shea. Final 2 minutes and counting. Pop straight up, headed by Shea. Winthrop be just content to kick it downfield. Dura looking to get it, knocked away from her. Winthrop knocks it ahead. That's where they want it. It goes out. Class will get the throw in. So Klaus is going to run out of time here. Morador on a little bit of a breakaway. Defense catching up. Just as they try to bump her off the play, she fired a shot just inside the near post and made it 1-0 Winthrop. Winthrop could call for a hand touch in the box, and Klausel got a penalty kick. Kebrew knocked it home. It was 1-1. It ended that way at halftime, thanks to Alexandra Shaw, who put on a show. She had 5 or 6 outstanding saves in the first half. And then Winthrop got a couple of penalty kicks. They missed them both. But then a ball coming in from the far side, bounced around out in front, a maze of players. And Grace Galoris got a body on it, knocked it in the net, made it 2-1. And then the backbreaker was Morador getting her second. She got up right around the 35-yard line of Classical and pushed it around the defense. She got around the defender, walked in alone, and Shaw had no chance against a very good goal scorer like Dura. She just knocked it into that, as I call it, the Grand Canyon, the net, to make it 3-1, and that was a backbreaker of a goal because that gave Winthrop that little bit of an edge, and Winthrop is going to wind up winning their first game of the season. Classical is going to go to 1-3. Winthrop is going to go to 1-0. It's only their first game. Classical is their fourth game. Classical's still working hard, trying to keep it out of the net. Still hard on defense. And he blew the whistle, and that's going to do it. So Alexandra Shaw was outstanding in net for Classical. She had 5 or 6 tremendous saves. The 2 goals that she gave up in the second half, not her fault. It's hard to stop a goal scorer like Morador, one on none, and she banged it home. And then the first one, the goal, just caught inside the near post, a rifle shot by Dura. And the second one was just a bouncing ball in a maze of players. I don't know if Shaw ever saw it. It went off the body of Grace Caloris, and those were the 3 goals that she gave up. But really, she really gave up virtually none. She made 6 or 7 tremendous saves. Chloe Kebrew got the 1 goal, and Shaw was the show for Classical in net, but she couldn't keep Winthrop off the board. So Winthrop, their first game of the season, turns out to be a success. They're going to go to 1-0. Classical will drop to 1-3. Winthrop 3, Classical 1. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.